we're all going to have, in the near term, an AI co-pilot, right? This is an AI that helps you do your job better because we are so limited as carbon life forms. But ultimately is going to be able to operate and do a number of the things repetitively, because we do a lot of repetitive tasks, and AIs are much better at that.
I think if we've got, say, a 30-person company, every single person needs to be trained in AI and using these chatbot, auto GPT tools, and absolutely augment themselves 10, 20, 100x.
I have said to my company, okay, everybody here needs to figure out in your department, what are the tools that exist in AI and how can you immediately implement them? But even that's pretty vague. Like, I'm just sort of dumping it on them. Where do people start? Like, what is the thing you actually do?
Easy and super specific. If you have an email newsletter that goes out, use ChatGPT to say, how would I increase the engagement rate with this email? We did that. We got a 25% increased open rate.
Can you feed it the email?
You feed it the email.
Yeah.
And you say, how do I make this better?
Yeah.
Come up with a better headline.
Or put in social sharing links throughout it. Or say, listen, I'm in HR. Go to ChatGPT. Open it up right now. Hopefully you have the GPT-4 version of it, and say, I'm in HR. How should I be using generative AI in my business? It'll feed you. Give me 5 examples or 10 examples. Pick the one that sounds good. Give me step-by-step instructions on how to use this. It's recursive in that fashion, and so you're going to use AI to help you learn what you want to know. It comes back a lot to mindset, Tom, and you need the mindset of a kid here. Mm-hmm. Curiosity, absolute play. It's like, one of the things I'm going to be doing in my team, we're setting aside 3 days and no homework coming out of these 3 days. We're going to go in with a series of objectives, and we're going to actually crank for 3 days and generate all the content, all the plans. And you can, but it takes time for all of us to switch from our old habits of how we do things to new ways. So the first time it's going to take 150% of your time. The next time will take 50%, then 25%.
You talk about mindset. The thing I see, and I'm sure you guys have encountered this, is a lot of people, they just have so much anxiety about this is going to replace me. I think about that a lot. And you've said this a lot. I've said this a lot. Skate to where the puck is going to be, not where the puck is. The problem is right now it feels like the puck is teleporting. And so like it becomes very difficult to know where that puck is actually going to be. Yeah. So how do you guys think about that?
I view what's going on in the business world today similar to the asteroid, 20-kilometer asteroid that struck the Earth 65 million years ago and wiped out the dinosaurs, right? The asteroid changed the environment of Earth so rapidly, so dramatically, that the slow lumbering dinosaurs who didn't adapt went extinct. And it was the furry little mammals, our ancestors, that were agile enough to adapt that survived and thrived. So the asteroids striking Earth right now are exponential technologies with AI as the overlord there. And it's just going to change the environment so rapidly that you need agility. You need a team that is agile.
This is my hypothesis. Let me know what you think about this.
Please.
So AI is going to generate a ton of noise. So even as you were saying, like, hey, I'm an HR person, how do I do this? Or how do I make this email better? Everybody's going to have access to that same thing. AI has no moat, and AI has no moat. And so we're all going to be able to use this. The real thing you have to get good at is getting people to care. And so when somebody presents you with something that you couldn't do, you're like, whoa, that's so cool. And you have this like really emotional response. Now I'm like, I could do that. Or I might even be able to do something better than that, right? In a world where we are going to get disrupted incredibly fast, in a world where now the game really is about making people care.
The world has changed. I mean, fundamentally, how you start a company today and how you succeed today is very different than 30 years ago.
It's very different than 6 months ago.
Well, yeah, true.
It's that crazy.
It scares me.
So
for
we
real,
ended up,
like we've really just lived through the most disruptive 6 months. Nothing has ever more instantaneously impacted my business model, the way that I approach my employees, ever than the release of AI.
COVID.
Yeah. No.
I mean,
no, honestly, that did not impact my business nearly. It did like the day to day as you're not seeing people, but the fundamental way that we ran our business And so I had Yoshua Bengio on the show. He's considered the godfather of AI. And he said, in no uncertain terms, I did not expect it to pass the Turing test as fast as it did.
This is the thing that we find most interesting, because we've known Emad and all these guys for a while. They are blown away by the success of these models. Right? So that's really fascinating that the folks themselves are just blown away. They have
and
no
it's
idea.
still early days,
Yeah, this is,
ladies and gentlemen. It's still early days.